Alright, welcome back to soflowtv again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. No, hit the subscribe button. You come here, you enjoy the content, you love the consistency because we update and upload videos every day for your enjoyment, entertainment, and all that. So hit the subscribe button too. Thank you. Alright, a grisly find of a quartet jolts Denham town. That's the headline in the Gleaner today. In a nutshell, what happened here was recently, a few days ago, it was reported that 4 young men went missing. Can't find them. Walked off the planet, disappeared. Guess what? Those 4 young men were found dismembered, chopped up in a shallow grave. But not too many people outside of their relatives and close friends and their surrounding community are actually giving sympathy to them. This is a case where people would be crying and saying this is so sad and oh my gosh, what happened to them? But not in this case. Let's get into the detail. So according to the Gleaner, shout out to the Gleaner for this one, a foiled robbery, meaning they failed. They went to go do a robbery and they failed. Last Friday, a foiled robbery is believed to be the trigger for the horrific murder of several men from Denham town whose dismembered bodies were excavated from shallow graves at the old Public Works Department or the PWD compound near Tivoli Gardens on Tuesday. All 4 men were reported missing over the weekend when relatives thought it very strange that they could not be located. Family members were trying to get in touch with them. Some of them, pretty young, would have normally came back home. It's not customary for them to leave and just disappear. People started getting worried. They reported them missing. All 4 were reported missing over the weekend when relatives thought it was strange that they could not locate them. They are Ray Kwesi Campbell, he was 23 years old. Fernando Chun Chun Brown, or Chun Chun, he was 19. Christopher Banga Murray, he was 29. And Junior Up Riley, he was also 29. Riley would have celebrated his 30th birthday yesterday, and his mother told the Gleaner that plans for the celebration were now doomed for a somber candlelit vigil instead. And they're going to have that on Pink Lane. It is uncertain when Riley, who is a chef, was killed, but his body was found in one of the 2 shallow graves at the location. His mother said that he was last seen alive on Saturday. The other 3 men were part of a group of 5 who attempted to steal a generator at the site of an unfinished gas station at the corner of Pecan Street and Water Lane. Murray and Campbell, they were reportedly employed as laborers at the same location. So what this sound like is like Murray and Campbell were hired to work there, right? And they brought their friends to come steal some stuff from there. And somebody didn't like that. Reports are that the 2, along with Brown and 2 other men, went to the property on Friday night. They were reportedly held there while 2 others, including the getaway driver, escaped. That was the last time they were seen alive. Now I know y'all have seen videos, sometimes jungle justice happens for people who break into people place and thief people things. I've seen them hold a youth and them beat him till him clothes tear off of him and him body wail up, but they didn't kill him. They even broke his leg, broke his arm, bust up him face and gave him over to the police. Sometimes you're not that lucky, right? I can tell you for sure, I'm from Clarendon, I'm from in the hills, And as I was growing up, I used to see this all the time. If you come into that community and you steal, you better have wings to get out of there, because if they catch you in there, you're not making it out alive, right? The Denhamtown police said that on July 17th, a missing person report was filed for Campbell and Brown, while Murray's father reported him missing the day after, on July 18th. They were all together. The Gleaner, who is publishing this story, says that they understand that the PWD site, which is close to a place called Rasta City in Tivoli Gardens, is a notorious place for shallow graves and grisly deaths. That's a whole other video by itself. Okay, so it was Campbell's mother who reportedly urged the police to scour the property. On Monday, a team of detectives visited the location where the shallow graves were discovered. Indeed, remember, I know, one of the moms was telling the police to go look over there because over there saw them bury and dash with people. And the police actually went and looked over there and found the two shallow graves with multiple bodies. You have to ask yourself, how she know that? And how come there was no alarm before that people are being buried over here until you thought your son was over there? Anyway, on I move. On Monday, a team of detectives visited the location and they discovered the bodies in shallow graves. We found an area with dry bush laid on top of it. There were also drag marks, like someone dragged the bodies on the ground, and bloodstains close by. Further checks unearthed smell of gasoline and a foul odor. The senior investigator told the Gleaner the area was secured Monday night by the Jamaica Defense Force, or JDF, and an excavation exercise began early on Tuesday. They started digging up. As news of the discovery spread, relatives, some of whom camped out near the area since Monday and wouldn't leave, were awash with grief, raw grief, bawling, what we call cow bawling. I mean, it's a gruesome way to see your loved one or to find out that your loved one went out, you know? As the crowd grew and bodies were identified by relatives, families of the deceased tried to comfort each other. Some were throwing themselves to the ground and rolling around in shock and screaming in shock and anger. Campbell's grandmother, who requested that her identity not be shown, she told the Gleaner that he attended Wolmer's boys' school. Wolmer's. She said that she had often warned him against going about his business without declaring his whereabouts to his family. Campbell was last seen on Friday evening when a friend called him from his dwelling. Call him out of his house. Come now, go up on the road, go match some works. That friend was reportedly also among the 4 that were found dead on Tuesday. You know, my granny always say, you know, nobody follow a friend. A friend will lead you somewhere, bring you go some places where them can't carry you come back from, and you can't carry yourself come back from there neither. This is a proper example of that. Granny said she warned him multiple times, and look how your friend come call you out of your house, eh? And you end up in a shallow grave with the same friend that called you out your house. The under construction gas station was embroiled in controversy earlier this year when 2 stolen tanks were seized and removed from the location by bailiffs. The Major Investigation Division is probing the gruesome killings. I'm wondering who is responsible for the site. That site where things are being stolen from and stolen things are being recovered there. The generator is what the youth them went to go steal and tried to steal and got caught, right? And that was the last time they were seen alive. Obviously, they got killed for trying to steal the generator. But the same location, stolen tanks were found at the location and they were removed by bailiffs from the location. So I'm wondering whose location is this? Who's responsible for this location? And because the youth them went to go steal generator or went to go thief things, people really don't feel sorry for them. Machaloy says all the deceased seem to have been involved in a hazardous profession. There is not much surprise that they met their demise in this manner. Examaica says some people believe that criminals have horns and bloodshot eyes and wear dirty clothes. But you would be shocked to know that many appear decent, well loved by their community, and are the source of so much tenderness when told by family. They are accorded the biggest night and the most sorrowful funerals. Yet when people are murdered every day, properties stolen, cronies transported, crimes planned, etc., it is always duppy. It could never be their precious deceased who just managed to be singled out of the blue. Obviously, this person is being sarcastic. Vernal says, show me your company and I will tell you who you are. Family awash with grief. One attended Wolmer's Boys. See it there? Lindell McCormick says, we have been hearing about shallow graves and slaughterhouses in Tivoli Gardens from I was a boy. And these were never taken seriously. Not even animals in the wild live like this. This is the most wickedest place in Jamaica, I swear. Chapter 1 answered that and said, you never heard of the tunnel? I heard it can be accessed from that same community center, a place called the Tunnel. I don't know if police know about the tunnel. Disgust Job says, I am no expert, but it is quite apparent to me that Jamaica is full of mentally ill, maladapted and dysfunctional people. Chapter 1 replied and says, what became of the stolen tank story, by the way? Interesting that a citizen was able to tell the officers where to search, and lo and behold, the Mother Garrison Enclave needs a fresh start, but first needs to unshackle from the age-old death for death, blood for blood, fire for fire mantra. Desmond Mackenzie is limping, and for the government to keep him beyond August 6th is elder abuse. VJ says elder abuse indeed. Examaica says, are there any other places in Jamaica where people are murdered? How many murders are committed in the Mother Garrison? And how many are the responsibility of Desmond Mackenzie? Operation Chaos says, one of them mother told the police where to go and search the area because she knows that that area is used to dump bodies. Pay attention. She never told this to the police before, but she did now because her child was missing. All she should be in one of the graves for all I care. See it there? Chapter 1 answered that and says, yes indeed. Same place where Mummy Dearest pointed, same place was the burying ground. I have been hearing of these cemeteries and the funeral from when I was a boy, a little boy. Another person says, wow, I could not have said what you said, and the Gleaner publish it. I wish they would publish their ground rules for commenting as done elsewhere. Can't understand why some of my comments were censored in the past. These seems to be no known or apparent standard. I have written some strong words on the fact that Jamaica needs to take parenting and family life seriously in order to change the country's destructive trajectory. And it was removed. You wrote about burying a mother in an unofficial gravesite where her child was found. And they published it. Oh boy, I tell you, see. Machaloy says, I wouldn't wish that on her, but she's definitely an accomplice. Her chicken just came home to roost. I'm going to leave that one right there. There are many, many more comments to this, as this was a very festive thing, I guess. You know, when it's constructive, I did a video the other day where I talked about the youngest black person to be accepted into medical school, and it was a 13-year-old black girl. And that's like one of the lowest videos on my channel. Glena runs stories all the time, and I read the comments all the time, and there ain't much comments. Anytime it's constructive, you will get about 5 or 10 comments at the most. Anytime it's something like this, everybody is gathered in attendance and have something to say. Because it's entertaining for even us, the viewers, I guess. Have we become so climatized to this type of thing? 4 boys missing, or 4 guys missing, 4 bodies found in shallow graves. That's our entertainment. Anyhow, what good, my people? I can tell you this right now. Let this be a deterrent. Because my granny never wrong. Granny say, don't follow friend. Friend and company will take you to places that you can't carry yourself come back from. Them can't carry you come back neither. And vice versa. Let that sink in. I'll catch y'all on the next video with soflowtv. I'm out. Peace.
I'm Steve Higgins, and I'd love to sing at your event.
Alright, my soflowtv audience, here's an event that you don't want to miss. In joint celebration of Jamaica's 60th independence anniversary, Fowler, Samuels and Associates Group and the Steve Higgins Productions presents Love and Nostalgia. This inaugural gala concert celebration event will be held under the distinguished patronage of the Honorable Oliver Mayer, Consulate General of Jamaica to the southern states of the United States. This is a huge event you don't want to miss. This year's gala concert will feature acclaimed Jamaican tenor Steve Higgins and his production cast in an intimate setting at the newly renovated Royal Palm Beach Cultural Center in beautiful Royal Palm Beach, Florida on Sunday, October 2nd, 2022 at 6 p.m. Audience attendees will comprise of Americans and persons from the greater Caribbean diaspora, brought together by a shared passion for theater and the performing arts. This gala concert event features the main act of Steve Higgins, along with Jamaica musical theater standout soprano Delia Winter and South Florida-based Jamaican balladeer April Marr. The 3-member act has been delivering a rousing performance for audiences throughout this concert series, with recent performances in Houston, Washington, D.C., Birmingham, Atlanta, and the United Kingdom. This event, my friend, is one you do not want to miss. Again, the event will be held at the Royal Palm Beach Cultural Center in beautiful Royal Palm Beach, Florida on Sunday, October 2nd, 2022 at 6 p.m. See you there.
Good, show love, show respect, show appreciation. I am down 4 dress sizes.
Alright, my soflowtv audience, have a look at this. And I want you to go over to this channel and support this channel. Miss Bev's Productions and Weight Loss Journey. Miss Bev's Productions and Weight Loss Journey was first created when the COVID pandemic started to support students with math. Miss Bev is a math teacher and has been so for quite some time. Very quickly, she started doing other things for motivational reasons. She's a motivational person. One of her daughters suggested that since she was trying to change some things in her life to support her weight loss, which, you know, her weight had gotten a bit out of control like a lot of us did during the pandemic, She had surgery and because of the discomfort with movements, gained a lot of weight. COVID happened, weight ballooned to 321 pounds. So she started this weight loss journey, which included walking, cooking, singing, poetry, uplifting, t-shirts, and finally adding to the pot is Grandma's Reading Corner after the birth of her second grandchild. So this channel is pretty much a one-stop shop. Even your child can tune in and get something educational from a highly educated individual who is also very much motivational. Go over to Miss Bev's Productions and Weight Loss Journey, her channel, hit that subscribe button, and tell her SoFlo TV sent you. Back to our regular scheduled program at hand.